I tell you what, we're working on some pretty cool stuff. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Hang on for the ride.
Good morning, everybody. Hot Rod Garage here, and today we're going to do some motor mounts. This is on Brandon's truck. The reason why these are so, it's going to be extremely technical because of many things. For one, we've already removed a part of the frame here. We really don't want to remove any more than that. But as you can see, our frame is pretty much at zero. If we go to the cylinder head, we're like 7 degrees. Ideally, we need it to be somewhere around there. So that means that the front of the motor has to go down. I'm guessing about a 1/4 of an inch or so. But obviously, when the front goes down, we're going to end up having to relieve this more. Plus, you got to remember that motor moves. So this is what I'm hoping for. Pete had bought this girdle, right? Because it's already had the mounts made in it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish this cut here. Take some material that comes like this, straight shot. Heavy welds here. But down here, see how we have a bolt spot there? We have a couple other bolts here. What I want to do is make this piece, drill the frame, make this piece, weld it on, and weld another bracket down here before I cut this, because that engine's got to be in there just right. And if I just do the top ears and then try to guesstimate it from there, it's not going to work. So yeah, so what I'll do now is I'm going to go ahead and cut my pieces out, go ahead and cut that cross member. Ideally I should probably drill it and everything else, that way everything's exactly where it needs to be. But motor mounts, sometimes it can be really easy, sometimes it can be really hard. This one's a little more technical. I'm going to go ahead and cut a hunk of that out, and we'll start trying to do something. So hang on. Alright guys, so this is my first one here. This is going to go down here like this, like that. Now obviously it's a lot easier to keep this part square to the cross member, and then this is the taper on the frame, and I've drilled the other side symmetrically. So now, yay for cardboard. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here, all the way at the back. There's our pattern for the driver's side. But remember, we have to reverse it. So, no biggie. So this is the driver pattern here. So theoretically, I should be able to take the scribe, punch 2 holes in there, and then flip it over and put it in on the other side, and it should line up somewhat. Okay, so there's our pattern. I made the arrow in, or forward rather. So now I'm going to go over there and do the same over there. Owie, just stabbed myself. Okay guys, so I tried to find longer bolts. Anyway, here's our plate. Right, it goes right in here. Zoop. I'm gonna go ahead and tack it in place. And come to find out, that cross member, it's not completely square, but that's okay. I guess it's a good starting point. But yeah, let's go ahead and tack these guys in place. Make our little tabs from there down, and then we'll start being able to do something else. Hang on. So now we're going to make our ears to go down, and then once the ears are spot welded, then I can take it all out, cut the cross member, put it back in, and Lord willing, it should be somewhere close. Okay guys, moment of truth. I went ahead and tack welded these guys here. You see this stupid little piece right here? That keeps my height up. So theoretically, once I take these out and cut 1/4 of an inch off of that on both sides, it should give me a pretty good starting point as to where the pads want to be for height and everything. So now I'm going to very reluctantly take all my bolts out, take the cross member out, cut the ends off, and then cut those tabs about 1/4 inch short. And at least, you know what, even if it's a little bit off on these tabs, I can shim it until the motor's where it needs to be, and then I can start building my plates in here, and I don't have to mess with that, right? I can build my plates, spot, tack weld them on and stuff like that, and when it's all done, then I can just cut that tab off because it's just spot welded on. So anyway, let's go ahead and start taking some stuff apart. Okay, those marks are rough cuts. That's a more precision cut. What I'm going to do is probably come down about a 3/8 of an inch, and then I'm going to cut that. Do the same on both sides, and then I should probably just finish weld these guys here. Maybe just put a stupid gusset in here somewhere on those guys, and then yeah, we'll see where we're at. Hopefully it's somewhere close, guys. That'd be cool. That would be cool. Okay, so now we cut the center of it out. Oh no! Let's find some stupid stuff. You just weld right there, just like a little gusset right there. That way I can build that whole corner, and I already know where it needs to go. Find some more appropriate bolts. I got the pads in there, or I guess you could consider it a stanchion. We'll we'll round all this stuff up. I mean, there's a lot of trimming that needs to be done, but sometimes it's kind of dumb to do a bunch of trimming when you have no idea where it's going to end up being anyway. So. Pretty good, guys. Pretty good. All right, let's get to making some more stuff. Okay, guys. This is the one tab you didn't see me make. Anyway, it's more or less like an end cap. And the way this goes in there is actually this is the driver mount frame rail, and this is where it would normally bolt to the cross member. So. Everything is back where it needs to be. So now what I'm going to do is use a cutoff wheel, cut off all the excess, and then a paddle wheel it. And anyway, it should look up pretty cool. All right. Probably doesn't look much different, but we got our little tab, our little locating tab, that's off. And yeah. Anyway, I'm going to shoot this. The other one's already done. And And it's time to go get some nice looking hardware and put them in for real. Yay! Well, they're in, and the engine's level, and it's about where it needs to be. Check it out. So that's what we made today. Here's our footer there. Bolt goes through there. Goes up through here. And whoop. On both sides. Okay, so I'm going to show you this too. Look how tight that fit is for that header. Pretty cool. Because I didn't want to chop any more of this out, so that's why I put the motor. Where it's at. Well, we've had a pretty successful week. We messed around with putting 600 pounds in the back end of a paperweight. We shot some flame with it, but not enough to really write home about. We also made some very intricate motor mounts, or actually, I guess you could call them stanchions for Brandon's truck.
Yep.
The driver header fit great, but the passenger was the big kahuna, the one that gave us all the trouble.
A disaster.
Had to make it pretty around the frame and all kinds of fun stuff. Anyway, that's done, and we got the cross member in it, and we got some good angle on the engine. And now that that's done, we can run with all kinds of other stuff.
We want to thank you guys for coming out and watching our stuff. We appreciate it. We want to remind you to subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We're trying to get this thing over 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That's not huge. We're not a big channel. We're not hot shots. But 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year would be a great accomplishment for us. So anyway, please refer us to a friend. We'll do some more stuff. We're going to be doing some real wild stuff coming up. The 55 Gasser, 56 F100, the Blazer. We're working through this stuff, trying to get it done in a timely manner and just get some stuff off our plate. Anyway, we appreciate you guys coming and watching. And as always, thanks for watching.